Your mic. Turn on your mic, please.
Yeah, I was giving them instructions. I didn't want anybody else to hear, so I had my mic off.
It was
But
secret instructions.
You know, Kenny's he's producer. He saw my lips moving and nothing coming out. Story of my life. That's why my wife likes it.
Is that really the story of your life?
No, I tell you what. I have Sharon Moyer here and also Paul Wolverton with CityView. Period. CityView. Period.
Yes.
I don't even CityView. Period.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, you know, we can say magazine, we can say weekly, we can say...
It's
CityView
news, media.
Look,
yes,
if I
it
say-
is CityView Media Company.
Well,
LLC.
look, that's right. When my kids come to me, they say something, my grandkids, so-and-so pop out, period.
Yeah.
That's kid talk.
It is.
Period. That's
It
what
is,
I'm
absolutely.
just
They'll say a
emphasize.
period in a sentence, but they won't put it in the text message.
All right, what microphone?
And if you put the period in the text message, the young people get offended. They
Yes,
get,
they
they
get-
think you're
we
mad
need
at
a little
them.
bit more mic on Paul here. Paul, count to three.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's good.
right.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, I get text messages all the time, and there's no punctuations, run-on sentences, no capitalization, and these kids are going to apply for a job, and unfortunately, at some point, one of them is going to be president.
Well, if no one's using capitalization, I guess everybody's happy.
Yeah.
By that point.
It's like the movie Idiocracy.
Yes. Well, look, it's good to have both of you on here. You come every other Monday, and you get to spend a whole hour with me.
Yeah.
I don't know what that does. Paul was texting me last
so long
night.
as the check's clear, it's fine.
Well, look, what did I tell you last night? Where was I?
You were DJing in Raleigh.
Yeah, he sent me I'm in the middle of the
I
mix.
was awake until like 1:30. I'm a little foggy this morning.
Not me.
He was saying, "Hey, I just sent you the information for today," and I'm a wiki. I said, "Wiki." I can't see it. But,
Yeah, well, I've been with Gilbert for 2 hours and 15
who's
minutes.
counting?
I am.
Kenny, look, let me apologize right now.
No, I don't
just
want to talk about it.
Yeah, that's okay. Look, I got all four of us up on the camera here. And, if you're joining us on our podcast, on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page, that's Kenny Hitman McLean in there. And he's doing his thing because he's got to put up with me today.
Yeah.
And I'm
cranky.
Sometimes, yeah. That's
No,
good.
this is the first ever. This is the level of your crankiness. I've seen you get cranky and kind of walk away, breathe a little bit, come back, and you're Gilbert. I don't want to talk about it, man. I'm out.
But you know what? There was something went on, and the news came on. I got up and I walked out, and I said, I'm going to go ahead and just walk down the hall and come back. And I'll be myself again.
It didn't work.
Ooh.
Well, that's okay. Wow. I can always go hit golf balls in the rain.
Shots fired.
That's okay. I love Kenny like a brother. Really do. If he's hungry, I'd get him a sandwich. No, I wouldn't. You see, he's not talking about. This is when I take him off the screen. So he's off the screen. You're good.
Off the screen.
Yeah. Hey,
No
look,
soup for you.
Look, Paul, you were bending down to cough.
Yeah, there's no cough button over here.
That's okay. You don't get a cough button, but you were on camera bending down. People were wondering what you were going to throw up. It looked like you were tossing your cookies.
When Gilbert's cranky, that causes a reaction.
All right, look, who's gonna start off with stuff that you guys have covered?
Well, you go ahead and
All
start.
right, Paul, go ahead.
You
want to start with Newsmaker? Yeah,
big
sure.
event on Wednesday that CityView is doing.
Yeah, so we've decided as an organization, so let me back up. In the fall, our CEO and founder, Kyle Villamain, and our COO, Jed Williams, me, and a couple other people locally started doing a listening tour. And we went to PwC and the hospital and the chamber and economic development and the Arts Council and really started listening to, well, what should we be covering? What are we missing? What do you expect from us as a media company? And how can we do things better? And one thing that spun out of that conversation was our responsibility to hold third-party conversations, on-the-record conversations. So this Wednesday, we are proud to announce our inaugural Newsmaker event. You notice I didn't say first annual, no.
Yeah, that's right. But look,
but we will do this about 4 times a year.
Now, what do you mean by that? These third-person conversations.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
So we are a third party in a way, right? We are not the city. We are not the county. We are not a government entity. We are not a nonprofit that is charged with facilitating community conversations. But as a media organization, as a local independent media organization, there is an expectation and a responsibility to hold community conversations, on the record community conversations. So that's what we're doing this Wednesday. We are holding our Newsmakers event. It's our first session. Fayetteville State University is our host for the event. And I do want to take a moment to talk about our anchor partners. So when we decided we were going to do this, we went and spoke to several of our organizations here in this community, and Cape Fear Valley Health System, Fayetteville PWC, Fayetteville State University, and the Greater Fayetteville Cumberland Chamber of Commerce said, we want to be your thought partners in this. And so they are our anchor partners. That does mean that they've helped us pay to produce these, but it also means that they have a foothold in this. What are the topics? What should we be talking about? What is important to your organization and your business? Yeah. So Newsmakers is an editorial-led civic conversation.
Now, look, and the fact that you point out it's editorial, that's important in how it's reported and what's being said and what people say.
Right. Right.
It's important.
It's all on the record.
Well, the short version, this is a conference we're holding on Wednesday to bring people in the community together to talk about an important issue in our community. And this week, the topic is our community's next economy. So if you'd like to come see us and contribute to that conversation, it's free. You can go to Eventbrite and sign up for Fayetteville Newsmakers. Our community's next economy is the name of the event. And we're going to be looking at where our economy is now. I'll be doing a talk with Fayetteville Mayor Mitch Colvin and the chairman of the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners, Kirk Deviere. And then to kind of see, kind of the conditions today. We've only got about 25, 30 minutes, so we're going to just hit some key points. And then we're going to have an audience roundtable with Daryl Allison, the Chancellor of Fayetteville State University. And then we're going to have another session called What Comes Next? And we're going to have Deja Williams, who is our education reporter. She's going to facilitate that. And the speakers are Tom Snyder, who's the executive director of
NCIDEA.
It says Riot.
Yeah, no, NCIDEA, right? Okay. It's a long story.
Okay, NCIDEA. And we'll be focusing on emergency markets and startup acceleration. And we'll also have LaTanya Parks, who is a sergeant first class and a local entrepreneur. So kind of to look at where to go from here.
Yeah, and LaTanya, she's local. Again, she's retired sergeant first class, but she owns several businesses here, including a Cold Stone Creamery franchise out in Hope Mills, a UPS store out in West Fayetteville, and then a real estate company as well. Now, also in Paul's, the one that Paul will be moderating includes John Hardin, Dr. John Hardin. He's from the North Carolina Department of Commerce. He's the executive director of North Carolina Board of Science, Technology, and Innovation. And also, we're going to kick it all off, though, with a fireside chat between Matt Henney, our editor-in-chief, as well as Secretary of Commerce Lee Lilly was supposed to attend, but he had a family emergency, so it will be his deputy secretary, Kenny Flowers. And again, these are on-the-record conversations. So people may leave there with more questions than they came with, but that's where the reporting will start. So this is the beginning of the conversation. And you may ask, what do we mean by Fayetteville's next economy? We have a really strong economy when it comes to things like retail, military adjacent. So how do we move past that economy into higher paying jobs without jeopardizing that economy? Where do we go next in our economy?
Yeah, how do we get more of the Project Arrow titanium plants? Or how do we get more entrepreneurs in the community who, instead of opening a restaurant or a retail store, might find an area in the sector that might serve Fort Bragg, but it is going to bring more higher paying jobs than a retail job might pay.
Absolutely.
Okay, look, if you're joining me right now, I've got SHARON MOYER and also Paul WOOLVERTON with the Fayetteville CITYVIEW. Been here for, how long have you guys been here now?
You mean us personally?
Well, the publication itself.
Oh, the publication of CityView started as a magazine 20 years ago this year.
Around February or March of 2006 is when the magazine launched.
Okay. We're going to take a little break, going to pay a couple of bills and check out the weather and everything like that. We're going to come back with the conversation and continue with some of the things that you guys have been covering. And I want to talk a little bit more about these meetings that you're having with everyone in just a few seconds here. Sure. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. Right now, it is 8:23. Yeah, I've got to pull. Paul's thing down so I can. That computer gives me the time. It's 8:23.
Yes, sir.
And we've got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast right now with CB 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsey.
Today will be cloudy with off and on rain and a high of 82. Tonight the rain will come to an end and then turn partly cloudy with a low of 69. And Tuesday will be partly cloudy with a few stray showers and a high of 88. Temperatures quickly rebound back into the upper 90s by Wednesday, leading to another hot and humid end to the week. That is your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Rachel, thank you. Back down to 72 degrees right now in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and also in Spring Lake. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC.
Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
Visit Valley Auto World Volkswagen for special offers on multiple models. Now through August 31st, qualifying customers can finance a 2026 Atlas with 0.9% APR for 48 months or get a $3,500 customer bonus. Finance a 2026 Tiguan with 1.9% APR for 60 months if you qualify, or get a $2,500 customer bonus on select trims. For offer details, call 1-800-264-3212 or visit ValleyAutoWorldVW.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-896-8155. 800-896-8155. 800-896-8155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Good morning, Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays on WFNC News Talk 640 AM and now on 103.5 HD2 WFNC.
Millionaire Playboy in trouble again. Playboy Penny at it again. Read about it. Extra. Place red and
News Talk 640 WFNC. You see that there? Scandal. That's you guys right there. That looks like you, Paul, when you were a youngin'.
Yeah.
I did sell newspapers for a little while as a kid. Wasn't very good at it.
Well, look at you now.
Very good at
it.
I would imagine you weren't very good at it because you were too busy reading it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's it. Look, I can see. Where's my paper? Paul's down there reading. He's in the comic section now.
Yeah, Paul is on a lifelong quest for information and knowledge. That is Paul.
I've not seen him and not want to know something ever.
His mother said when he was a little boy, she would have to hide the newspaper before school because he would read it during breakfast and then be late.
Oh, come on.
They're beating up on you, Paul.
She hasn't told me. I don't remember that story, but I'm not denying it either.
That's not beating up. I mean, he has this. That's what makes him so good at his job.
He is good at his
job. If I didn't have a newspaper, I'd be reading the back of the cereal box.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we all did.
I got told no reading.
Well, and don't get me started because none of us should be eating cereal either, but that's a whole different story.
Well, it was different back then.
No. Well, I mean, but still, no.
Don't. Just move on, please.
Hey, look. And nobody should be eating breakfast at all, okay? Let me say that.
Oh, here we go. Fast.
That's why I'm hungry right now.
Well, that's good.
My appetite's been
You know what breakfast is?
It's breaking your fast.
That's right. You don't have to break your fast at 7 o'clock in the morning and eat toast, grits, and all that stuff that I cook for Doris when she wants it.
Yeah.
But, anyway, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Look, this is Paul Wolverton and Sharon Moyer with CityView here. You come every other week to talk about other things than things that are bothering me right now today. I need to go hit a golf ball or something, I think.
Yeah, you do.
Kenny, what do you think, Kenny?
Go dance in the rain after this.
I think you ought to go to the golf course, hit some balls. Remember, though, you have a rough time playing golf in the rain sometimes. You get soggy balls.
Okay, thank you,
All
sir.
right.
See, I can't take him anywhere. It's a family show.
We
isn't
don't
it?
have an indoor golf range, do we?
Not that I'm aware of.
It's going to be good for Gilbert to go out there and hit it in the rain. Trust me.
Okay. I'm not talking about it. Still, All right, look, I got all three of us up on the screen here. I kicked Kenny off to the curb. I just gave the boot to State Representative Mike Colvin as well. That's my favorite line. And it must be catching because there was a guy that saw me out somewhere. I was at a club or something. He said, "Hey, you Gilbert Page, that guy on the radio." Yeah. So, you don't want to be giving people the boots.
There you go.
So I want the two of you, I'm shining up my shoes for
There
both of you
go.
coming up here.
Well, my boots are made for walking.
Well, okay, all right, Frank Sinatra's wife. All right, look.
Daughter, right?
Hey, was his daughter's wife?
I think it's his daughter.
That would be Nancy Sinatra, and let's just get it. Let's go. Okay.
Was it his
We're having
wife?
so much
I
fun.
guess his daughter.
His daughter, Nancy.
yeah.
Here we go. They did a duet.
You keep saying you got something for me.
You ready? You got it ready?
Something
I got all four up on the screen.
All right. Well, let me go shine the boot.
Well,
or get into the
You've
hook.
been a messin' where you shouldn't have been a messin'.
I want the two of you to get ready for in about 20 minutes. Boots.
These boots are made for walking,
Hey.
and that's just what they'll do.
Well,
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
all right. Thank you, Kenny. Cracker Jack producer.
Do you eat donuts?
Me? No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Sharon
Because
has
of
a
the
new
sugar.
donut
I
recipe.
do. Well, it's not a recipe. It's a modification to existing donuts.
Yeah.
It's good.
If you read the labels of everything, we would eat nothing.
I read a lot of labels.
Well, and my labels have one ingredient: grapes,
Yep.
watermelon,
Yep.
apples,
Yep.
bananas, and so it's real simple. But even that you have to wash because the insecticides that are on there are designed to fuse on your fruit so that it doesn't get washed off by the rain.
So I heard a thing about modern fruit. I don't know if it applies to vegetables also. We keep breeding them to sell more, which means the fruit grows its own sugar in high amounts.
Yes.
So even that's kind of a thing to worry about.
And look, and now we got seedless watermelon, a lot of seedless fruits. Who's going to be growing it? We can't. They do it so Kenny can't grow anything in his garden.
It's not nice to fool with Mother Nature, y'all. You can't pull the thread of a fabric of a tapestry of God's gift to us, planet Earth, and not expect something to unravel.
Okay. Thank you, Kenny, for that philosophical position. Thank you. We got you off the screen now. Because Kenny can go now. I tell you, Kenny can let it hang out here.
Yeah.
But all right, look, let's get back to the conversation.
Sure.
Just the fact that you were talking about these
The newsmaker event.
right,
Yeah,
this kind of-
Wednesday.
But and talking to everybody.
2 o'clock to 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon at the Student Center at Fayetteville State University. It is free, and you can sign up on Eventbrite. You can look for CityView Newsmakers.
Yep.
Okay.
And also, just one last thing about newsmakers before we move into news. The audience does have the ability to participate. So when they register, there's, is there a question you would like to ask? And people have filled that in. And then also there will be a roundtable discussion led by Chancellor Allison. And the prompt there, the question there is, if you could make one investment that would have the biggest impact on Fayetteville's next economy, what would it be? And what's the obstacle that's preventing it from happening? So we will have a robust conversation with the audience as well.
Paul, I guess I'm going to ask you because you cover the news and talk to these different elements on occasion. And one thing I found as a reporter over the 34 years on television and now 50 years on radio, every entity is in their own world.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
silos.
Yes. And so what's happening on Murchison Road with Fayetteville State University is that's all that's going on. Everything that's happening up Bragg Boulevard at Fort Bragg, that's all that's going on. It's the center of the universe. You know, same things in the Cumberland County schools. That's really all that's important. And so when you talk about these community conversations, everybody brings their silos with them.
Right.
And even in, I have folks who say, well, you don't do any good news about the school system. Well, I do. But to them, it should all be about good news. They don't want to talk about the bad news.
Yeah.
And that's not my job as a reporter. My job is to report. And I don't ask questions for me. I ask questions for the community. And people lose sight of it, and they take it personal. That Gilbert Bays is always, Gilbert Bays out there. Oh, my God. When you show up, do people think, oh, Paul's here? Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Do you get that feeling?
Oh, sometimes people worry. I've heard people say that they see my name on the cell phone. That sometimes we're like, uh-oh. But on the silos, though, I do think that Fayetteville State and Fayetteville Tech and Methodist and the other and the public schools, K-12 schools, Cumberland County schools while they are in their universes and worlds, I do think they do strive to connect to the broader community and see what the needs are. And there's a lot of partnerships between Fayetteville State University and Fort Bragg, for example.
Yeah.
And we do get those announcements.
Well, yes.
I've been to some of the events where they
and I've been in this community now since 1987, and I was the director of the Dogwood Festival for many years, and that took a lot of collaboration. But I really see a lot more collaboration through these organizations now than I think I've seen maybe even before. I don't know, but as Paul's right, as we're talking to Fayetteville State, as we're doing the logistics around this event, they do have great communications with Methodist. I mean, look at Methodist in the hospital and what's happened there.
Oh, you've got the medical
we've got a whole new medical school.
Yeah, well, and I've said this on several occasions. The collaboration now between the city and the county government, is working much better than I've seen over the years. But I think the issue with having the silos is the expectation of the leadership in those different entities, be it the city, the county, Fayetteville State, Fort Bragg, whatever. They expect you to get on board with the silo. Yeah. It
doesn't serve the community.
Well, it doesn't that way, and it's not that we're looking for bad news to report about what's happening at the, but it is what's happening, and we've got to report it, and so we do, and I try to really make a balance to report as much good news as I can in the morning. As a matter of fact, I was talking about this young man, Shamar Wilson. I think it's Shamar Wilson, who's a part of this medical program, went to this thing. I posted this picture on my Facebook page. It had 52,000 views. So that's good. That's a good news story. Yes. And we're going to get him to come in here and bring his mom in here and talk about it. That's what these mics are for.
Now, one thing, I had a good conversation last week in preparation for the conference with Chairman Devier of the County Commissioners and Mayor Mitch Colvin. And one thing that they said that Fayetteville does need to focus on is its overall quality of life, which includes things from the quality of the K-12 education to infrastructure, like sidewalks and so on like that, and things to do. Because I think a concern might be that we're getting these high dollar jobs with the medical school, and that's going to spawn, we hope, more medical situations, medical, offices and things like that. But if Fuquay-Varina was brought up as close enough, and it's in Wake County, the Raleigh area, which is, a higher income community, will they live in Fayetteville, or will they live, close enough to drive in, but not actually live here? And we got to boost the community, get them to live here.
Well, that's a good point, because we have a lot of folks who work here, who live in Moore County, Harnett County, and we see housing areas booming in Moore and Bladen County, different places, and we want the same thing to happen here.
And by the way, it's like Paul and I rehearsed this, but we didn't. Our second newsmakers, which will be in a couple of months, will be around quality of life. What brings people here, what what keeps them here, and if they choose to leave, why are they leaving? So that will be our second newsmakers.
All right, we're going to get ready to go to news real quick, but I want to give you a chance to talk about one news item that you guys have been covering that stands out for you.
All right. Well, let me get one on my screen. The big thing is recently the 911 situation, and you've had people on about it. Basically, the city and the county have been trying to merge 911 centers, and then all of a sudden, state lawmaker Senator Tom McGinnis said, "Get it done, or I'll pass a law to make it get done." Of course, there's tension between the city and the county on that because the city kind of got blindsided when that bill came up.
Well, I don't know about tension. I think the mayor and Kirk Deviere would say there's no tension because we've been dealing with this.
Well, when I told Mitch about the bill, the mayor didn't know about that bill until I told him.
That's right.
And he was, I don't think it was a pleasant surprise for him. So, he scrambled and he got and the next morning he was in Raleigh with the fire chief and the police chief and lobbying Senator McGinnis to put the brakes on it. And Senator McGinnis agreed, but he gave him a later deadline. But now they've reached a resolution where they're supposed to create, get into an agreement within 60 days to make the 911 center go forward and so we'll see if it all works out.
Yeah, and Kirk Deviere owes me lunch because I told him, hey, Kenny, weren't you here when I told him about that?
You told him, and the next morning he texted you, said, you owe me lunch.
Right.
Right.
I said, look, you got a Trump card, and the Trump card is Senator McGinnis. And all you have to do is just to disagree. I don't know nothing. I don't know. And you don't have to know anything. And then so you don't get to agreement. And the senator says, boom, you can't do it. Boom, we're going to do it. And oh, by the way, the county's going to be in charge of it. That was his Trump card. And so now they've got this resolution, and they are going to work on it. But who's in charge of it to start?
It says initially the county.
There, ding, 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 ding. I've got the ESPN.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, let me take a little break from this here, from my exuberance of. But here's
the thing about 911, though. I mean, it's a big deal between the city and the county leaders. I think most people in the public are not much aware of the conflict. Now, some are. And they get vocal about it. But I think generally, so long as when people dial 911 and someone answers and a emergency responder is dispatched quickly, they're fine.
That's right. And and everybody has said that. The mayor said that. I've said it. Even Kenny has said it. The fact that we have quality EMS folks in the city and the county, and nobody is going to die, like Chief Dove said at one point. We don't get this thing done, people going to die.
We're 5 minutes behind.
I don't care.
I do.
Hey,
look, am I your producer or
yes,
what? I need a break. Here we go.
Okay. I want to come back.
From the CBS 17 newsroom, I'm Judith Artana. Fayetteville police say they're seeing an increase in three-card Monte games being played on the streets. While it might look like a harmless chance to win some quick cash, they say it is a highly coordinated street scam designed to steal from Fayetteville residents. The driver of a Cumberland County school bus involved in a crash in Brunswick County that injured 4 people is now facing charges. A bus was transporting members of the Douglas Byrd High School football team from Fayetteville after an event at South Brunswick High School last week.
Here's the thing. The county attorney said
the driver, 57-year-old Annette Blunt of Linden, is charged with reckless driving with wanton disregard and exceeding a safe speed. And it's time to get ready for NFL preseason. The Carolina Panthers released their official plans for this year's Fan Fest. The Fan Fest will take place July 31st at Bank of America Stadium. Tickets are $5 and all proceeds go towards Carolina Panthers charities. It's your only chance to see the team during training camp, since now that's closed to the public. Gates open at 5 with players taking the field at 6:30. After practice ends, the guys will sign some autographs before fireworks and a laser show goes off. From the CBS 17 newsroom, I'm Judith Artana.
Today will be cloudy with off and on rain and a high of 82. Tonight, the rain will come to an end and then turn partly cloudy with a low of 69. And Tuesday will be partly cloudy with a few stray showers and a high of 88. Temperatures quickly rebound back into the upper 90s by Wednesday, leading to another hot and humid end to the week. That is your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Right now, 73 degrees in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and also in Pembroke. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Serving my country required sacrifice that changed my life forever. I remember the day I came home. Because of my injuries, this house wasn't right for me anymore. I remember the narrow doorways, the small bathrooms, the shelves out of reach when in my wheelchair. Every day was full of obstacles. I felt trapped. I remember a better day, the day my family received a specially adapted custom home from Homes for Our Troops. That day changed everything. Now we have a safe and accessible home to enjoy the freedom I fought for. This place, our home, is exactly what we needed to rebuild our lives.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Good morning, Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays on WFNC.
News Talk 640 WFNC. I'm not wasting any more time because Linda McAllister, when they come in here with Up and Coming, you talk a killer music here. When Linda McAllister comes in, she says, you talk about everything else except what I want to talk about here. And I mean, we got a lot of stuff in Up and Coming. Yeah. So I'm hands off. Right. You got a lot of stuff in CityView. Hands off.
The Paul show now.
Yeah.
Paul. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yes. Yeah, we've been pretty busy at CityView with recent news. A big thing, I guess 2 Tuesdays ago, found out that the city council, members of city council, went to tour data centers. And of course, those have been a big controversy. The city's considering an ordinance. The county has a moratorium on data centers while they're working on their ordinance. And so the council members went out to visit AIT in downtown Fayetteville, which has a small data center, like really small, like almost like 500 square feet.
But that's how that was all long, wasn't it? Kind of like
it was not.
It was like the cable thing here.
What, AITs?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought when the founder, who was a soldier,
Clarence Briggs.
Yeah, Clarence. He provided internet service for a lot of folks here. Yeah. So that was his claim to fame initially.
I mean, that was he caught the wave back in the mid-90s of the internet and turned it into a very successful international business.
How long has his data center been in downtown Fayetteville?
I would think since at least the early 2000s.
Oh, wow.
Maybe a little bit before. Because, he took over the building. Advanced Internet Technologies, literally I think started in his garage, and it grew and eventually took over way back when it was the Sears building next door to the Prince Charles. Sure. And then for a while it was the Department of Social Services. And when the DSS left, Clarence went in there and he and his company bought the building. They're down to about 500 square feet of data center computer storage, but apparently I think it used to be more than that. But computers have miniaturized and so on over the years. But so he showed the council members around, and then they went to the Triangle and they visited 2 facilities in the Triangle to get a sense for what is involved in running a data center as they draft these regulations. But it did catch some criticism, some heat, because they didn't announce that they were going. At the same time as they were getting ready to go to the data centers, they also did announce publicly that a group was going to LaGuardia Airport in New York City to learn more about the operations there, to try to help
but
facilitate
technically,
the operations
they
here.
did announce it technically.
Well, they didn't. They said they were going to do these trips. They didn't say we're going to go on this particular Tuesday to these locations. They didn't announce that.
The when, where, why, how.
Yeah. They said in April, yeah, we're going to go look at data centers, but they didn't say we're going to go on June 30 or whatever the date was. And so,
and you have issue with that because,
well, the people who are concerned about data centers, well, I mean, I think it's a transparency issue. If you're going to do it, let the public know you're going to do it. They didn't allow, the public wasn't allowed to go with them because they kept it under a quorum.
and when you say the public, you mean the media.
And anybody.
Well, anybody can go to a data center anytime they want.
Well, they're not going to get let in.
Yeah.
It's
a private business.
It's a private business. They can do what they want. But they stayed under a quorum, so it wasn't a public city council meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And since it's not a public city council meeting, the public cannot observe.
And they don't need to be notified, right?
And they don't need to be publicly noticed.
Yeah.
And this is such a big controversial issue that when you don't announce it, they didn't have to announce it if they're staying under a quorum. But if you don't announce it, it's not a good look.
Right. But the bottom line is the bottom line. You can't make policies about these things without going and taking a peek. You got to go see, because we got existing data centers all over, and so you go take a look and you see this one was made too close to a house or a community, or this one was too close to a river, or this one was this one was too big, or whatever it might be. And so you got to see that, and whether you do it with a quorum or without a quorum, whatever, you got to see it. And they are the ones that are going to be making the policy. And I guess we could, even though it's a public business, we could, as journalists, say, "I'd like to come see your facility."
And I have to say, to AIT's credit, they last week invited CityView to come tour. So we're going to try to do that next week.
So I have a question. How many is that the only data center that's currently in our community? Do you know?
It's not.
Okay.
There's another one that opened a few years ago in the industrial park to mine cryptocurrency,
All right,
like
so
Bitcoin type stuff.
So we have 2 data centers here
that we know about.
That we know
There
about.
might be
That's true.
others, yeah.
So if there is a new UDO or rules around this, I would assume that those 2 data centers may have to change, adapt.
That's a good question.
Would they be grandfathered in?
They would probably be grandfathered in. I mean, they'd definitely be grandfathered on location issues.
Yeah.
And other regulations, that's a fair question. Years ago, Fayetteville changed the sign ordinance, and everybody had to change the signs, and Fayetteville changed the call it a greenery regulations. And now you pull out a place. I mean, I saw a parking lot that was an ugly parking lot, and someone just cut a hole in the asphalt and planted a tree.
Well, that fixed that one there, didn't it?
Right off.
Yes.
Box checked. Well, I guess in my question around data centers, because I really don't understand a lot about it, and I haven't done a lot of research, but as it is now, because there is no UDO, there is no moratorium, there is no whatever inside the city, a data center could just build now?
Oh, yeah, so long as they comply with whatever regulation might apply to their facility. Otherwise, yes, they could. Well, they can't do it in the county because there's a moratorium.
Right.
But in the city, they could.
Okay.
And there's concern, like there's that one proposed for Custer Avenue, which is out near the PwC's power plant out by Eastover. People are seeing construction in that area, and they're saying, well, is that related to the data center? I don't know. I need to find out.
Okay. So as it stands right now, somebody could purchase land inside the city and open a data center without any guidelines or guardrails.
Nothing specific to the data centers.
Yes.
Like
that's what I mean.
Other things that would apply to any other factory would apply.
All right, before we move on to the next story, this is a fluent show here, and Kirk Deviere texted me about the 911 center. He says it's run by a joint agency, not the county, joint formed by the city and county. I think that's down the road. The initial thing, as you read it, Paul, what do you see?
There will be a joint governmental agency with
Like
7 to 9
like a
people
commission.
overseeing it, yes. But the document I saw also said that the employees would be county employees.
Okay, well, I still think he owes me lunch, but I'll talk to Kirk tomorrow. We will sort through this tomorrow. I want to talk about you've got the looking for a successor to Judy Musgrave.
Oh yes.
And
So
talk about that and how is that going to work?
Well, she passed away.
She was
the chairperson of the Cumberland County Board of Education. And let me get Deja Williams' story on my screen. I apologize. I'm a little behind on that one. She had, and they've got to, and she died, I guess, 3 or 4 weeks ago now.
Yes.
And the question, I guess, is, are they going to appoint, will the Board of Education appoint someone to fill that seat or not? Because right now we're in the filing period for Board of Education elections. We're going to have the election in November. So do you appoint someone now to serve a few months and then after the election they might leave? Or, but now what could happen is we could get the end of the filing period, which will be, I think, in early August. And let's say that there's a candidate that a majority of the board really likes. They might appoint that candidate to fill the seat to kind of give them a running start in the election.
Right. And so we will see how that plays out right now. I know there's several people who are already talking about tossing their hand into the ring for the upcoming election for the Board of Education. And the fact that seat is available because of her death has nothing to do with the chairmanship, because they've got to appoint a chairman, and that's a whole different ball of wax here.
And the vice and Ms. Musgrave, she stopped attending meetings months ago, I guess, because her health was in decline, and so the vice chair was running the meetings, and things were moving along.
All right, we got time for one more story that you want to chat about. I'll let you pick it.
Oh, okay. Well, the county passed its budget, and the budget took effect on the 1st of July. And what was interesting about it is the county manager proposed a budget back in May, and it had a lot of cuts in it, and the county commissioners weren't, I guess, real comfortable with a lot of the cuts, especially for like Department of Social Services. So they came back in with a budget that was $10 million more than what the county manager had proposed. And so the new budget is $666.5 million, although it still has some cuts. They're eliminating 82 vacant slots over at the Department of Social Services, but the tax rate is staying the same at 49.9 cents per $100 of assessed value. And I see a lot of people are like, well, my taxes doubled. Yeah, your taxes went up last year with the revaluation. This year, I mean, your tax bill should be comparable to what it was last year if you're out in the county. And within the city, Fayetteville City, they raised taxes? I can't remember. I don't think they
No, they didn't. The city didn't raise taxes either.
Yeah, so now Hope Mills raised some taxes, and there's controversy in Hope Mills, and now looks like they're going to be letting their town manager go.
All right, well, look, I'm going to let y'all go. It's time to give y'all the boots.
The boots!
What a great transition. Always a pleasure to see both of you. Someone else will be here from 2 weeks from now. It was always good to get Matt in here as well. He got to bend down to come in the door and everything, come in here with his tall self and everything.
The funniest thing is watching me and Matt stand next to each other.
I've got a picture of you guys doing that.
The editor of CityView, Matt, is 6'9".
6'8". 6'8".
Okay.
He corrected me. I had said 6'9".
Let me give y'all the boot. It's a loving boot. We appreciate you. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Paul Wolverton and Sharon MOYER with CityView.
CityViewNC.com.
CityViewNC.com.
Period. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsey.
Today will be cloudy with off and on rain and a high of 82. Tonight the rain will come to an end and then turn partly cloudy with a low of 69. And Tuesday will be partly cloudy with a few stray showers and a high of 88. Temperatures quickly rebound back into the upper 90s by Wednesday, leading to another hot and humid end to the week. That is your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Rachel, thank you so much. Right now we've got 73 degrees in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and also in Godwin. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC.
Sir, would that be a period? Would that be a comma or a semicolon?
That would be exclamation point.
All right.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help you troubleshoot the likely cause